This is part 2 of the Cannock Court Engaged Services, aka Marston Holdings, which consists of several recordings edited and spliced together to show how Marston's Holdings had to withdraw the warrant at the last minute and lose by default in a criminal magistrates court that has no record of the case in the Black Country court systems except for an admin department out of Cannock Court run by public servants whose court manager has totally avoided me several times. And you're about to hear one of these so-called public servants, her subordinate, mock me about a secret court that she herself and her colleagues can give no explanation for, that doesn't show up on the criminal court or civil or records, that follows no clear jurisdiction, is not a civil court because the warrant has been applied for hasn't been applied for with the civil procedures, and it hasn't been applied for in the criminal procedures correctly. So what jurisdiction does this court lie under? A debt collector company has brought this case to court with a simple email, as you'll see in the future videos. No statement of truth, no name, no address, just an email to a secret, no, not a secret court, I can't say secret, so I'll just say court. Enjoy. Which system are you looking at? Because it won't be in your...
We have this the other day, Mr. We only have one system. We do not have a secret system. We only have one system, and that's called Libra. Okay?
Well, how could...
I don't want to hear about the secret system. We haven't got one.
Of course you don't want to hear about it. That's what I'm complaining about.
But we haven't got one. That's the problem.
Well,
I've got a secret system.
Well, I've got evidence that I phoned up with my details, and there's no record in the West Midlands, the Black Country Magistrates Court system about any of these cases. But when I speak to your Cannock courts, there's a record. So how come it's not on that system then? How come it's not logged on that system, Melanie?
I don't know. I'm just trying to help you.
No, that's what I'm saying about the secret system. It's not logged on anywhere on your West Midlands Black Country Magistrates, and it's a magistrates court case.
What happens when we have information come from an energy company? It come on a one block list, if you like, with everybody's name on that list, and it is just entered onto our system as engage energy suppliers times 50, however many applications they've got. So that's probably why it wouldn't have shown as your individual name at that particular time. No,
it wouldn't show up on my particular name at a particular time. It's because it's a criminal case. All criminal cases can only be brought by the CPS or the police, correct?
Hang on a second.
So how is this a criminal? This is a criminal case, Melanie.
Because you wouldn't think about.
Do you speak for Engaged Services now?
I'm speaking for the court service.
You can clearly hear her state that I speak for the court service. Funny that, I thought the court service belonged to the people. It was a public service. So she's a public servant. She doesn't speak for the court service. She speaks for the people. And you'll hear more from her later on in another video. You'll hear how much she speaks for the people. Anyway, this is a second part, and you're going to hear now the details of the court. I was trying to say there's no record of this court case anywhere in the system. Now listen to this next bit. You'll find this quite amusing, what she says. Listen to her explanation for what's gone on here. It's kind of funny. Sorry, just one more thing before you listen to the Cannock Court recording. I just thought I'd just like to share this with you, just to show the incentive for why these courts operate the way these do. Is the fact that this is an extract from a recording I had from last year when I was dealing with the council tax, when they was taking me to court for some liability order to the same exact type of court, the exact same magistrates court, the same court where it's hired for the day by the people who are bringing the case, and there's no record, the exact same court, and you'll hear the reason why these courts operate. You went to court and you did this case as a block application, is that correct?
Correct, yes.
And you did how many? 1,451 cases in one afternoon as a block application?
I don't know the exact number on that one,
well,
but in fact,
in your letter,
that does not sound an unusual amount of numbers. No.
So basically, you've in a block application at a court that's got no record of, you applied for 1,451 summonses in one go. That's correct,
yes.
By Gurded Court. That's correct, yeah?
That is correct, yes.
Do you know anything? You know, on the application that you said you've the 1,451 complex summonses that you issued from the council, and it says you applied for them on the afternoon when you applied for mine, which is, does that make sense?
we laid a complaint earlier on, as the letter explains. We requested the court the power to issue the summons.
Where did you get the power from?
We then went to we had a court hearing where a block application was done.
Oh, yeah. What, could you tell me what jurisdiction that court lay in? Because this is a civil matter, isn't it?
It's a matter. The application was done under the Local Government Finance Act
1992. Yeah, I know.
Made under it.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is I'm just confused. Is this a civil matter?
That it's made under that. I would repeat my answer previous about the liability order. If you wish to take that further, then you need to go.
Oh, I am taking it further. Well,
then I think we wait for the outcome of that.
Yeah, no problem. I just needed the dates. I just wanted I had one more quick question. So just on this afternoon, when you did all these block applications and you charged £66 a time, I've calculated that you earned £95,766 in one afternoon. Would that be correct?
If that is what the sums are, then that is correct.
So let me... Wow, £95,000 in one afternoon. Unbelievable. And that was the top guy from the council tax department. He's the head of the enforcement team. He weren't some lonely guy. He's the top man of the enforcement team. Corruption comes from the top to the bottom. And think how many people have been fleeced through this system. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway, back to the Cannock Court recordings. And as you'll be able to hear from these recordings, it's business as usual. Hello, I'd like to speak to, preferably the court manager if possible. But I'm guessing that's not going to happen.
Well, we're not actually based at any of the courts anyway.
Well, is there Deborah Clay there?
The admin for them.
Is Deborah Clay there, please?
We're based in Stafford, but we cover the admin for Telford, Cannock and Newcastle.
Yeah, I know that, but is the manager of your department there, Deborah Clay?
She's not at her desk at the moment, so I don't know if she's out on a lunch break. Can I take a message and get her to give you a call? What's it regarding?
I'll ring her back if she's coming back off her lunch break.
Okay, yeah, if you try again a bit later.
What time do you... What time? I thought courts were shut like 1 o'clock till 2:20. Is that not...
Yeah, but again, we're not at the courts. We're the admin teams for the courts. Yeah. So the courts make court sessions and they finish.
How would I speak to the court manager then?
She's on a lunch break.
No, not the admin manager, the court manager.
Well, it depends. All I can do is put you through to the ushers at the relevant court. Which court is it?
Cannock Court.
Right. Okay. So.
See, what it is I'm raising a complaint against someone. I'm looking for somebody who's responsible. You see, so it's either your manager there, which is this Deborah Clay, or Joanne McAfee. So I really need to speak to somebody today, please.
Well, if you could tell me a bit more about what the...
Oh, well, yeah, I rung up yesterday and I spoke to Tricia.
Right.
And what it is basically, I mean, I've got a complaint where you won't give me a case reference number, you won't give me a date, so I've been sitting here for like 6 weeks in fear, locked in, waiting for SSE and its bailiffs and its police and everybody to turn up beside my door. So you've caused me a lot of distress, and technically you're in breach of my human rights. You're in breach of my human rights, and you're in breach of quite a few things. You've discriminated against me, and I've got this pretty much against, and it's either you're responsible for it, not you, Deborah Clay, or Joanne McAfee, and I want some questions answered, please.
So, I think she looked for you on the system to see, and she couldn't find you. Is that what you're saying?
Sorry, say that again.
So, I mean, I can look for you on our system. But if you're not on there, then...
Well, I am on the system. It's just like there's a lot of cloak and dagger stuff going around around this case, you see. So I've got, when I spoke to Tricia, she said quite a few disturbing things to me. So I've been told that these cases are not being heard, and I'd like to know what cases are you talking about, because surely all cases are criminal, aren't they?
Right, what's your surname then? Birth?
My date of birth. You don't need my date of birth. It's just on the system. It'll just be on the system and my address if you want.
The reason I do that is because there might be more than one person with the same name.
Well, no, see what it is. What it is I've never been asked for my date of birth before, so I find that a little bit suspicious, like, if you know what I mean.
Is this... Right, okay.
I can give you I'm not being awkward or anything, but I've made these phone calls quite a few times. I've never been asked for my date of birth before. I never give my date of birth out, you see. It's just like a security thing.
Right, well,
It should be logged on the system as an email under Marty Morris. I mean, she had it up in front of her yesterday. Yeah.
What you're saying to me, right? Okay.
Yes. So I'm not being awkward or anything. I'm just like, you know what I mean? I've got like questions that need to be answered. And I'm like I said, I've got mental health issues and I'm sitting here in fear and I'm sick of it.
Well, I can only give you what it says on the...
Yeah, I know, you're going to say that it's been sent to legal and they're going to get back to you, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is I spoke to Trish yesterday and I'm raising a complaint about what I said, and I know my complaint is just going to be scooped up in a dustpan and head for the nearest carpet, but I'm bringing a civil case and I just want to give either your head of department to explain herself or, what's her name, Joanne McAfee to explain herself what's going on regarding my case. And so,
Right.
and that's what I want to do.
1 second. Right, I've typed in the reason I asked the date of birth is because it's brought me up about 10.
Yeah, well, I spoke to your office yesterday. I mean, you can transfer me to Trish if you want. I spoke to her yesterday, so she's there. She should be there behind you or something. You can ask her if you like. She's actually sent me an email yesterday.
If you've emailed in, it'll go to legal, but they're allowed 5 working days to come back with a response.
About 6 weeks. Because that's what you've left me doing for. 6 weeks with no response. You've just said 5 working days, so thank you for that.
Well, if I could find you on the system, then I could look at all the emails that have gone back and forth or whatever's gone on.
The emails would be under Marty Morris, the woman who's...
Did you say Martin?
Marty, M-I-R-T, under Marty Morris, the woman who's...
Say that again, sorry, because it sounds like you're saying Martin.
Marty.
Sounds like you're saying Martin.
M-A-R-T-Y.
M-A-R-T-Y.
Yeah, Morris. It's morrismarty4.com.
That's your email address. Sorry, I'm talking about your name is Martha, isn't it?
Yeah, my name, but it's not the same as my email. Sorry, that's just from my website.
Right, okay. I mean, is this to do with a case that's happened this year, last year, the year before?
It's to do with a case that's ongoing now. What it is I phoned up, I spoke to Tricia. She says to me that these warrants are not going ahead. Well, I haven't seen any of these warrants going ahead since the start of the lockdown. So, am I special or something? If none of these warrants are going ahead, how come my warrants being processed? That's called discrimination. She said none of these warrants are going ahead. I asked her, is there a warrant at the moment? The answer is no. Again, that's failing to interpret what you're trying to say to me. You're in breach of quite a lot of things, and so you haven't told me any information. You've said, I've sent it to legal, I phoned up 3 times, and you've just given me no information. You can't give me a case number, you won't give me a date to a criminal case.
I can't. As I said, that's why I was asking for your date of birth, because I can't, there's 10 markers.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you my date of birth, it's okay, yeah. It's okay, it's all right.
Right, let me go back to the matches then. So we've got all the system up on the screen at the moment. What's your date of birth?
Sorry, I won't be awkward, it's just something I'll never usually give out. You may understand.
70.
Yeah. If I asked you for your date of birth, would you give it me?
If it's a way of identifying somebody on the system, yeah.
I'll give you date of birth then.
You've rung off rather than me ringing you.
Yeah, okay, I accept that, yeah.
So, yeah.
I
So
accept
I'm just going to try searching it for it with your surname and your date of birth to see if that narrows it down.
Nothing will come up, I guarantee it.
Will it? No, it doesn't. So I'm just wondering...
Exactly, I'm wondering, can you explain to me how my court case, a criminal court case, doesn't come up on the system in front of you? You can't, can you?
It could be any number of reasons.
I know the reason why it's not coming up in front of your system, because this case has been trying to be passed in abstain now, which means in my absence, and that's why your case is not logged on the system. You can't give me a case date, you can't give me a log number, you won't give me a date or anything like that, and I find that very highly suspicious, don't you?
What it is, we're not withholding anything from you. You're just not on our system.
Well,
So the next thing you need to do,
well, if I'm not on your system, how do I have a court case?
you need to contact the police
Contact the police?
on because the courts don't take people to court. The police do, or different.
Exactly, no, exactly. I think you misunderstand. My case is already with your legal team. So phoning the police, I think it might be better off if you put me through to him. This is why I want to speak to the court manager or your manager. I think I'll just wait till she comes back, because I don't think you've got a grasp of what I'm saying here. The case that I'm talking about, is already with your legal team. I am waiting for an answer, and you've just said it takes 5 days. I've been waiting 6 weeks. Do you think that's acceptable in a criminal case?
There isn't. I can't find you on our system. That's the problem. I think.
Well, if you can't find me on the system,
the reason it's we only put things on our system if we get told by the police, for instance, this person we need to take this person.
That's one of my complaints. If the police only put stuff on the system, how come a bailiff company has been allowed to put a case in front of a criminal court? If only the police. You just told me to ring the police.
Yeah, it's the non-emergency helpline, and they will be able to help you with.
The police? No, I don't think you understand. The case is already with your legal team. The case has already been applied for. It's with your legal team. It should be on the system in front of you. That I'm waiting for a response, but you just said the response should take 5 days, and my response has taken 6 weeks to a case that I know that you're not hearing. I've got all these recordings from what your colleague said, Tricia. Ask her.
Okay. If you want to ring back a bit later.
Yeah, I'm going to ring back and speak to you, Deborah Cray. So she'll be back in a bit, please. I'm not being awkward or anything, but you can see it's very highly irregular. All this is, isn't it? Wouldn't you agree?
I don't know enough about the case.
Well, you can't find me on the system. You can't find me on the criminal system for the case that I know is with your legal team. You don't find that highly suspicious? Because I find it suspicious.
I don't think it's anything underhand. I think.
Well, what do you think it is then?
We do, because for whatever
You ain't got an answer, have you?
process is that the police have followed.
This has nothing to do with the police.
Not doing it, or they just haven't let us know.
I think you misunderstand. This is nothing to do with the police. The police are not bringing this case. Stacey Birtwistle is. I've already started legal proceedings against her.
Right. Okay.
So this is nothing to do with the police. If you put Stacey Birtwistle into the computer, you could probably come up, because she's the one who filed this complaint. But a complaint with no statement of truth, no proof of claim, that's disappeared. It's on a system that you've got no record of. No, I find that highly suspicious.
Okay. Well, if you give us a call back a bit later.
Oh yeah, I will be. Yeah, I need to speak to your manager, please, because like I said, I'm looking for somebody who's responsible for this.
Yeah, well, she's not back yet. So if you just want to give us a call a bit later.
Well, can't you just give me a call back? No, I'll call in. It'll be easier, because you'll just say that you will, and then you will call me back. I've been through this. Not my first complaint, you see.
Right. Okay then. Yeah. If you just go open till 5, so if you just give us a call.
If you could give me a time, please. I'm not trying to be awkward. It's just I've had enough of this. I've had enough of being persecuted and having my human rights trampled all over. I'm a human being. You can't keep doing this to me. Do you have any idea how it destabilises me, having to go through all these phone calls, all these times for a corrupt company to do this to me in a criminal charge when I haven't done anything wrong? It's disgusting.
Okay, well, probably what we need to do then is sort of have a work out exactly what's going on with your case.
I know exactly what's going on with the case. You're stitching me up. Pure and simple. I'm going to open my curtains one day, and I'm going to have outside, I'm going to have police, I'm going to have bailiffs, I'm going to have threatening me with dog handlers, I'm going to have locksmiths, all trying to break into my property under the 1954 Escape of Gas Act when I don't have any gas.
Right, okay. Well,
and I'm sorry, I don't mean to get angry with you, because I know it's not your fault, but I'm fucking sick of it.
Okay, well, I'm going to put the phone down in a minute if you keep swearing.
No, I don't mean to swear you. What it is I'm suffering mental health issues, and I'm just like, I'm at the end of my tether with all this. And
do you have citizens' advice? Have you contacted citizens' advice?
I wouldn't contact them if my house was on fire. I don't need to contact citizens' advice. I do this stuff myself. I'm ringing today because I want to speak to your manager, because I am bringing a civil human rights case against her, either the court manager or your boss. It's that simple. I know this complaint that I'm going to spend 6 hours writing today. When I send it to the Ministry of Justice, is going to get swept up and head for the nearest carpet. That's where it's going to go. But you won't be able to stop a civil case. That's how to get to you people. Civil cases. No, your manager is either liable or the court manager's liable. I haven't decided which one yet. But one of you pair is having a civil case against them. And I don't mean that as an idle threat or a euphemism. That's exactly what I'm doing, because I am sick to death of you doing all this to me. You can't leave me in limbo, not give me no information. Leave me there for 6 weeks when you just said that the response time was 5 days, so thank you for that. So I've been there for 6 weeks, in the dark, sitting there with all my doors barricaded. I ain't left the house in 6 weeks because of all this.
All right, so you're going to phone back later then, yeah?
Yes, I'm sorry for that, but I'm just not very happy.
All right then, okay.
Can I just say something before you go?
Yeah.
I apologise for swearing. I did not mean to swear. It was just because I've got mental health issues and I'm treated for I'm being pretty calm, to be fair. But I'd like to apologise. I did not mean to swear at you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, it's frustrating. I can appreciate, and obviously because we can't find you, it is more frustrating.
You can't find me. I'm not in the system. I'm not in the system because I don't really have a court case. This is an illegal court case. It's the same court where you send your council tax courts to. It's not real. I mean, none of the courts are real, but this court is not real. It's a secret court, which you've been trying to do to me all along, to get me in abstainia, which is Latin for in my absence. That's what you need to do. You need to get me in front of your crooked magistrates, so they'll pass this bill. This no problem. This is a monetary issue. It's a civil issue. It's not a criminal issue. So I'm going to have a criminal record for a civil issue, even though I know I won't have a criminal record. But really, I should if this is a criminal case, shouldn't I?
Okay. So you can speak more to my manager.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I said, yeah, I'll ring back again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm sick of I've been having this now for 18 months. So I'd like to apologise to you again. I'm sorry for coming across as like it, but I'm at the end of my tether. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay then. Yeah, we'll hopefully get it sorted for you. So you can just give us a call back this afternoon. We'll put you through to the station. Hopefully back in the office by then.
Thank you for your time. And again,
Right.
I apologise.
Okay. Bye.